What's up, guys? First video here today from Element Cup. It's a little cup league, so sub 500 CP. I actually have a lot of fun during it, so let me know what you guys think about Element Cup in the comments. But first of all, huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. Could not be doing this without you guys. But yeah, let's hop right into this video. Alright, so at 500 CP, Pokemon are really squishy. A lot of people thought Element Cup is going to be pretty RPS. I actually don't think this is going to be that RPS. There's a lot of ways you can wiggle out of leads, create farm down scenarios, and that's exactly what this team is designed to do. We have an ABB team as usual. We got Chikorita in the lead, the standard moveset, Vine Whip, Body Slam, Grass Knot. We have Seel as the safe switch. I am using Lick, and Aqua Tail and Icy Wind. Some people use Ice Shard. I prefer Lick, a one-turn fast move when Pokemon have CP under 500 and barely any Pokemon have 100 HP. Lick, because it's a one-turn move, deals an extra damage every time it goes off, so those really add up. And Ghost is not resisted at all in this entire meta, pretty much, except for like Carvana or something like that, which I haven't seen. Whereas Ice Shard is resisted by both water types and fire types, which are pretty common, being as that those are two of the three types around in this league. So Lick is the more consistent option, and therefore why I use it. One-turn move also means you can catch and stuff better. Then we have Ducklett as the closer. You'll see in the video right now there's a Ducklett. It's running Bubble Beam. I tried out both, and I'm really not sure what the better moveset is. Obviously, you want Wing Attack and Brave Bird, and if you watch this whole video, you're going to see many instances where Brave Bird is kind of necessary to win these games. But besides Brave Bird and Wing Attack, I feel like the third slot is really up for grabs. Bubble Beam. The thing is, Aerial Ace hits harder than Bubble Beam on fire types. Aerial Ace only takes one more wing attack to get to, but also Brave Bird also only takes two more wing attacks to get to than Bubble Beam. So the Bubble Beam baits aren't as important as I thought, and it is kind of more just about how you play your Ducklett here. So I'm not 100% sure which one is better at this point. I guess technically the Bubble Beam sets went better, but I was at a lower rating too, so it is what it is. But yeah, so the goal here is to draw out the Chinchou with the Seel, then to debuff it and farm it down with the Chikorita, and then have Ducklett sweep because it doesn't have any counters anymore. I guess the other thing I want to talk about is how cheap Element Cup is. Chikorita, this Chikorita cost me only 10,000 dust to double move it. It was already at 494. You can see the IVs are horrible. Doesn't matter. The Seel was already built, and then this Ducklett I built. It's kind of expensive, to be honest. I want to say maybe around like 70 or 80, but in total, that's less than 100,000 dust. That's less than 1/5 of an Ultra League Pokemon for an entire team, by the way. So not only this, you're getting double dust from these entire weeks of Element Cup. So, or you also get it from Master League too, but these weeks you get double dust. So this is actually maybe a cup where you might end up with more dust than you started with, which is very nice. So sorry, I'm going to step back into the gameplay here. A little bit of a longer rant from me today. Chikorita is not too bad against Ducklett. I think it technically wins with a bait. But Seel and Ducklett are also pretty good against Ducklett. And we're running ABB, so we swapped out of the lead there. And are going to lose, well, we're going to straight up lose this game real fast. But we have a little bit of better luck in the next one. Alright, forgot to clip that out. Nice. Alright, this match, we have Chikorita versus Chinchou. This is where you want to see the Chinchou, right? At this point, switch advantage is super important. So I'm going to stay in and throw the Body Slam before switching, because I don't really have a solid answer to Chikorita here. I need to do some chip damage so my Ducklett doesn't have a chance of just straight up losing the one shield. So I'm going to shield up a Body Slam because I thought it could be a Grass Knot. They're going to throw the other Body Slam, so we're going to no shield this one, and then just farm all the way down. So in comes Chinchou. We're going to go for the Bubble Beam first, because I know I can only get to 2 moves. So we'll Bubble Beam bait it first. They actually shield, because I guess Brave Bird does quite a bit of damage, even though it's resisted. And even though I only hit a great, we'll never find out. They double shield their Chinchou, which is fantastic for me. I have a shield advantage on this Chikorita. I'm going to take some significant damage from Chinchou if they decide to go for Thunderbolt, but they went for Bubble Beam. And they're going to switch into their Fire type. So, see, this is one example where Seel does a little bit better with Lick than Ice Shard, right? Just this neutral damage is adding up. Get this nice Aqua Tail off, and then it's in farm down range. So, and that doesn't happen with Icy Wind, right? So being able to switch Seel into the fire types that switch into Chikorita, as opposed to Ducklett's a pretty big deal, I think. Anyways, Chinchou comes back in, and yeah, it's got no play versus Chikorita. Yeah, these grass types completely wall Chinchou. Chinchou is kind of, I feel like, the Bastiodon of Element Cup, where it dominates Ducklett but gets dominated by other stuff. So you really do have to work to line it up properly. Alright, another Chinchou lead. I swear, not all the leads have been this good. And they come into the fire type. And this is what I'm doing. I'm coming into my Seel against this fire type. We're going to no shield. Body Slam hurts quite a bit, I believe. And if I had Icy Wind, sorry, if I had Ice Shard, they could actually just force switch there by spending shields once I let that body Slam through. So we're going to try and get to that Icy Wind. Not going to quite get to it. A bit of a misplay for me, but this just means a little bit more farm from Chikorita. Problem is I may have to shield. I figured that was a bit fast, so I decided to no shield that. Yeah, it's just a Bubble Beam. They're just stalling the clock. They're coming in with the Ducklett and going with my Ducklett, and I'm still running Bubble Beam. So this is a bit awkward. I decided to no shield the first one. It's a Bubble Beam. But my bait back. We'll see if it's successful. Nope. Nobody's shielding Bubble Beams, and this Bubble Beam Ducklett mirror turns into an absolute disaster. Yeah, so I call the Brave Bird, and then go straight for the Bubble Beam again. If I had Aerial Ace, this game would be over. This would be so over if I just spammed Aerial Ace at this Ducklett. But instead, Bubble Beam is making this ridiculously close. They actually let it go down, and because they know they can take out my Chikorita at that low HP with their Chinchou. But I'm at least going to burn some shields. Really hope moves don't sneak through. Also, each one of these shielded even does 1 damage, so it does add up. Chinchou's now extremely low, and Ducklett's going to be able to finish it off. So Ducklett's a Chinchou counter, confirmed. We had a shield just in case they had that Thunderbolt built up, which I think they did, but can't have 2 Thunderbolts, so it is what it is. See a Chikorita mirror here. Yep, and we have to play it out, right? Backline can't really take it that well. Like, backline is not bad against Chikorita with an energy advantage, but without an energy advantage, it's tough to switch a Seel in here. Yeah, because Seal's not an ice type either. It's just pure water, so it doesn't even get the same type of attack bonus. I force a shield. I'm gonna no shield this first body slam. I think I'm a little bit ahead on moves, so I'm gonna match shields because I'm running ABB. If there's a Chinchou in the back, I've definitely lost. So we're going to be able to take out this Chikorita. In comes the fire type. We're going to switch, and in comes Bulbasaur. So this is a pretty good situation here. Seed Bomb does not KO my Seel specifically. I'm not sure if there's a defense, HP breakpoint or something I'm hitting. But this is how all these Venus or Bulbasaur matchups have gone. I'm able to get my Icy Wind off anyways. Once it's debuffed, I can just come in with whatever. In this case, Chikorita, because I think my Ducklett has some better play. So we're going to soak up that energy, come back in with the Ducklett, and essentially just farm this thing down. Set a shield here. And just Bubble Beam down this fire type. So Bubble Beam does a ton of damage, but guess what? Aerial Ace does more than that to fire types even. So it is a bit of a trade-off. Body Slam obviously doesn't hurt as much there, but this Bulbasaur is in farm down range, so it doesn't matter too much. I guess that's a good time to talk about Chikorita replacements. You don't have a Chikorita saved from Chikorita Community Day like 4 years ago. Bulbasaur also works, I think. The reason I chose Chikorita is because I'm trying to create farm down situations on Chinchou. You can just store more Body Slams than you can Seed Bombs, because Body Slam's cheaper, right? So, yeah. Bulbasaur is a bit slower to moves, and that's why I chose Chikorita. These Body Slams hurt pretty much everything in this cup. So, yeah, so they start with Barboach. In comes Ducklett, and once again, I'm just going to throw my Body Slam to weaken it a little bit before I go into my Seel. In this case, you got to shield Brave Birds, but this guy goes for the bait. I'll go for the Icy Wind. They're going to have to shield if they want to get a Brave Bird off, so yeah, they're not going to quite get there. 1-turn fast moves are too powerful. And in comes this Barboach. But Barboach is in a very good counter Seel. They just know it's kind of useless when lined up against this Chikorita, and they do have shield advantage, so it is kind of a little bit scary at this point. Because I can't afford to shield, and this Barboach will take out my Seel. Luckily, I still do have Chikorita and Ducklett available. I actually do save my Seel, because I figured something was up, and it's a Tepig in the back, so water type in the back, fire type in the back. I've got 2 water types. It should be pretty easy, except for I decided to stay in a little bit too long. So unfortunately, this Tepig is going to have quite a bit of energy. Tepig is a decent fire type. I would say it's probably the 3rd best fire type. But all the fire types really essentially just run Ember Body Slam, except Vulpix is the option or Quick Attack. Yeah, Ducklett has no problem taking out Tepig. There. Yeah, so another win there, kind of abusing ABB. Even though we won lead. Here we have a lost lead, so Vulpix. We're going to switch right into Seel, and in comes Chinchou. So Chinchou swap-ins were actually kind of common. I'm not sure why in these videos they weren't. But we're going to grab the Icy Wind on them. This always goes the same way. They charge up to essentially 100. Throw the Thunderbolt. KOs the Seel. You come with Chikorita. Tank a Thunderbolt. Farm down. And then throw Body Slams at the Vulpix. And just hope that your Ducklett with 2 shields can carry in the back. The issue is that a lot of the time there's also a Ducklett in the back or something like that, so then it just becomes a bait game, but we'll see how that goes. So I do have a move banked here, so we're going to throw a Body Slam. Like I said, this hurts the entire meta. And switch to Ducklett. They didn't shield. Kind of scary. So they're throwing a Body Slam, and I have to think about shielding this. I didn't want to get caught by a Razor Leafer in the back. And unfortunately, I CMP tie this Vulpix. So this is a worst case scenario right here. I'm going to Body Slam again. Unfortunately, Aerial Ace has to be thrown. And I decide I have to hit the bubbles because they're just going to switch out anyways. And that'll allow them to sack swap later. And it is a Ducklett. So we're going to throw Aerial Ace here. We're not going to mess around with Brave Bird because then we can get farmed down. But we're going to make this Ducklett make a tough decision. If it's running Bubble Beam, we have a chance, right? Because they have to Brave Bird to take out my Ducklett. Then once Brave Bird is taking out my Ducklett, guess what? It's now a farm race because they have to get to a second Brave Bird, and they definitely did not. So Chikorita able to Vine Whip down this Ducklett. That's why you run Aerial Ace, right? It's really good in the Ducklett mirror. Bubble Beam doesn't do anything if you get the bait wrong unless it's a fire type. We have another Chikorita lead. Chikorita picking up steam here. And once again, Ducklett comes in. We're going to throw this Body Slam to weaken it up. Go into Seel. And at this point, if they're this low, they feel threatened a lot of the time and just throw Brave Bird. So we'll shield, hoping it's another Brave Bird. This time we get it, and getting the Brave Bird means it's a lick down. And Seel with an energy advantage is very scary for the other team. Because nothing really hard counters Seel that much. So like, look what this Chikorita is going to have to do to try and take out this Seel. There's a Grass type versus a Water type. We're going to get one Icy Wind off. And we're going to get a second Icy Wind off. And this Chikorita, yeah, 2 shields. So 2 shields back for Seel. And this Chikorita is extremely debuffed. They're going to switch into a fire type. I'm just going to throw an Aqua Tail. And switch to my Ducklett. If I can get a farm down here, it's going to be easy to just take that Chikorita out with the charge move. But I think they saw the writing was on the wall there. And that was a neutral lead, right? Chikorita versus Chikorita. This time we have another Vulpix. And this one's running Quick Attack. But same, this Chinchou swap-in. I feel like every Vulpix or Growlithe lead has had a Chinchou swap-in. That's one of the more common cores, Fire type plus Chinchou. And it makes sense. This Pokemon is extremely annoying. They're going to throw the Thunderbolt. This guy charged up a little bit more. Just smart on their part. Because a little bit less farm for Chikorita. Yeah, we're going to comfortably tank a Thunderbolt here. It's ridiculous that a resisted damage and debuffed deals half of Chikorita's HP. Like, Little Cup is really squishy, and these games are super fast. Yeah, so we're gonna get the Body Slam off, and they're gonna go into Cottony, and this is pretty rough. So, because Pokemon are pretty squishy, it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to get to 3 charge moves versus this Cottony. I'm gonna be able to get to 2, but obviously 2 is not enough unless they actually no-shield their Cottony there, which was the correct play. My Ducklett was low enough that their Vulpix looks like it can Ember me down with just a couple shields. But it is going to be a race to the finish here. I do throw the body slam. Maybe a bit of a bad idea. Because I'm going to have to shield this up. And the extra quick attack through might be the difference. But no, they were already at 2 moves, so. Yeah, I do think quick attack is the better move on Vulpix if you're going to run it. And this player showed, like, it was essentially the same team as last time except with the Connie in the back, but this guy's running quick attack. So another bad lead. Here we have Shadow Growlithe. And once again, Chinchou, right? This is not a big surprise. This third set here, we've had 3 fire leads into 3 Chinchous. So let's see if we can come back from it. And that's the real test, right? Is a cup ABB if you can keep coming back from bad leads and bad swaps. So this is like hard counter lead, hard counter swap. We've already won one of them. We lost one, but we'll see if we can pull this one out. Once again, this Chinchou tries to Bubble Beam, and because it Bubble Beams, I don't really want to throw my Vice right away. I'm waiting to switch out as soon as I can. And because my opponent takes a long time to get in, they actually come in with the Growlithe. Ooh, the thing is, Shadow Growlithe, these body slams, they hurt. They really hurt. So I'm going to throw Aerial Ace. I don't want to have to shield again. I think they stayed in because I think they clicked the wrong Pokemon and switched immediately to Growlithe. But I'm fine with getting this full farm down. So they're coming in with Ducklett. So once again, we're going to throw the Aerial Ace here. So same play. If this Ducklett wants to take out my Ducklett, if it's running Bubble Beam, it's gotta throw Brave Bird, right? So luckily for them, this time it's running Aerial Ace. I'm running Grass Knot, and I have a ton of energy on this Chikorita. All I need to do is be able to get this Grass Knot off, and then have enough energy for a Body Slam loaded to beat this Growlithe. So we're gonna throw this Body Slam and take out this Growlithe. So once again, hard counter lead, hard counter switch, we still win because the game plan is to debuff the Chinchou and farm down, and you can see how much damage Chikorita can do if it gets that farm down. Against the fire, it takes out a water type, it takes out a flying type, fire type, whatever. It doesn't matter. In Element Cup, energy I think is king. If you're running an energy beast team, shields are super important, and that's all that matters. That huge farm on the Chinchou was won the game. Okay, Shadow Bulbasaur. This is pretty tough. You can't switch out of it, but you can't stay in it. Bulbasaur Poison subtyping allows it to beat the other grass types. But the thing is, Chikorita does outpace it. So you get your moves first, as long as you're shielding the Sludge Bombs. You have a decent chance at beating it, or at least taking it extremely low in multiple shields. In this case, I force a shield, and I don't want to go 2 shields down, and I want to save health on my Chikorita. So the goal here is to catch a Sludge Bomb on the Seel instead of a Seed Bomb. And yeah, that still hurts a ton. I don't know if that was worth it. In comes their Seel too. It's also running Lick. And they're going to throw the Aqua Tail right away. I make a poor play here. I no shield the Aqua Tail, but I should have thrown my own Aqua Tail at that point. Either way, we got to come back in with the Chikorita. This is Chikorita's music. We're going to go for the Body Slam bait, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I feel like they're going to save shields. Yeah, so I should have went straight for Grass Knot. That was a very uninspired play. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why. As soon as this little cup, I just want to throw those Body Slams all the time. But Ducklett hopefully is going to be able to farm down the Seel before the Icy Wind. And no, it is likely not going to shield. Because hopefully there's something more worth shielding in the back, and it's a Ducklett. Yeah, so this game is essentially over. Catching the Sludge Bomb was a good play, but a dumb play, I would say. I don't think it was beneficial. Like, the counting was good, but the idea behind it was bad. In the future, I think even just staying in with Chikorita at that point and hoping there's no Chinchou might be the play. But we have another, we have a redemption here. Another Bulbasaur lead, this time not Shadow version. And I CMP tie, but they win it. Good to know. Even my attack-weighted Chikorita cannot compete with that, with the CMP there. And they swap out this time, so this is fantastic. This is quick attack, though. So I maybe should have swapped in Ducklett instead. But I'm not running Bubble Beam. So once they hit that Body Slam, it is kind of up to them whether or not they want to force this switch. But they don't. And they'll take shield instead. And they're, yeah, my opponent very good at counting licks here. Gets right to that Seed Bomb, and then I get to choose a Pokemon to come in with and essentially take out their other Pokemon. I could Brave Bird here and switch. So hopefully They recognize that in Shield, but at this point they have 2 shields. There's no point Brave Birding. I know Shield this. If it's a Brave Bird, that's fine. Chikorita gonna be able to come in and just absolutely annihilate this this Ducklett. And like, that's why you have to be so careful when you're playing your Ducklett, right? If you Brave Bird and you don't have a Pokemon to swap to, you're just gonna lose your best Pokemon, or the best Pokemon in the whole cup. So you do really need to be careful about that. And that is why I think Aerial Ace is, after watching these clips, like not specifically for my team, but for my opponent's team, it seems like Aerial Ace is, I'm winning games because they're not running Aerial Ace a lot of the time. So another Chikorita lead, here we go. A little bit tough, but we're gonna throw body slams. I like to throw first, right? Make them try and make a decision, or I have more information to make my decision off of. If they shielded, maybe I shield, but in this case they didn't, so we're just gonna let that happen. They're gonna come with their Ducklett, throw right away, soften that up, and come in with the Seel, because now both my Pokemon are pretty okay versus Chikorita. In this case, they throw their move. I don't know what to do. I shield, and we're gonna lick down. Remember how I was talking about Seel with an energy advantage before? Well, this is almost 2 Icy Winds worth of energy. We'll see what comes back in. Obviously, the Chikorita. I'm gonna blow these Icy Winds right now, and see what this Chikorita decides to do. It's gonna be a single shield, double shield. What's happening? Yeah, 2 shields on this Chikorita, and in comes Chinchou. So this is actually a little bit scary. At least they have used all of their, or they switch hard switch there. We're gonna just shield that Thunderbolt up and just take out this Chinchou. I could have farmed up more, but I really do feel my Ducklett has a solid enough matchup against this Chikorita at that HP that I don't need to worry about it. But once again, Chinchou's in the back, and that's why we switched. I'm surprised they switched before we did out of that mirror to the Vulpix. I guess they, yeah, that is a bit of a weird switch. Maybe just anticipating that I was going to as well. Next game, we have a Shadow Growlithe lead. Let's see if we can wiggle out of this one. Chikorita comes in on the Seel. I'm gonna throw the Icy Wind, get this Chikorita all nice and debuffed, and grab a shield. Yeah, no one ever doesn't shield Icy Wind. So, but there's no reason to bait, because I'd rather have the debuff. Yeah, I'm gonna throw the Body Slam bait. That's fine. I'm gonna throw another one. This is good if this Chikorita is energy dry. And I really should have thrown the Aqua Tail, but mistakes were made. I come back with the Ducklett. This was a bad decision. Come back with the Chikorita, right? Because your own Chikorita is in a ton of problems right now because it's locked in versus that fire type. You're gonna throw the Brave Bird and get out. But unfortunately, even though I land the Brave Bird, this is the same situation I got myself caught in last time, or I got my opponent caught in. After I Brave Bird, I have to switch, and my opponent brings in the Growlithe knowing this, and is just going to eat this Chikorita alive. So really what should have happened is I should have brought my Chikorita in against their Chikorita, their debuff Chikorita, farmed a lot, and then thrown Body Slams at this Growlithe and taken it out with Chikorita. But a little bit of a misplay on my part. It takes a little bit to get used to these new matchups in a new, not even just a new cup, but like a new CP range. Next game, I believe, is the last game of the video, and it's a short one, I think. I switch right into Seel. They're going to switch right into Execute, and no, that is not the play. Unfortunately, these licks do super effective damage to Execute and Slowpoke. So Seel's a great counter to both, and that Ice, yeah, it's just all super effective damage. And this one's game over at that point. Yeah, so that's Element Cup. These games are super fast, they're super fun. Not as RPS as the mob might have you believe, I would say. They're not that bad. But yeah, I feel like spending 100k dust or 200k dust on Pokemon for this, you're gonna get it back in just a couple of days of playing this cup. So I do think that with Niantic bringing in Element Cup Little Cup the first time around, and now bringing Element Cup, I think we might be seeing some more themed Little Cups in the future, especially since currently it seems to be destroying Master League in terms of response. Like, people are playing this over Master League, I don't even have a comparison, but people aren't playing Master League and they're playing Element instead. So with that kind of response, perhaps Niantic decides that, hey, these baby cups are kind of fun, let's bring them back. but that's just a theory. Anyways, I'll put my socials in the description as usual. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.